Hey guys, what's up? My name is Gio, and today I'm going to be replacing the lower intake boot on my BMW E46, and I'll teach you guys how to do it too. Now, here is the part number for the lower intake boot, in case you guys want to get it. I picked this one up off of FCP Euro for like 20 bucks or something like that. I don't know. I'll have it down below. Now, first of all, why would you want to replace your lower intake boot? In my case, I have a vacuum leak, and I'm sure that's the case with many of you other E46 owners out there. Now, having a bad vacuum leak can actually cause your car to idle roughly or even have misfires. Pretty much the reason this all happens is because the rubber from these parts deteriorates over time, and so there's little air leaks which pretty much let extra air into the engine, which the MAP sensor is not accounting for, and that is causing your computer to throw off the air to fuel ratio, which causes a bunch of problems. So we're going to be fixing that today, and it's really not that hard of a fix. All you're going to need is a ratchet, some sockets, a screwdriver maybe. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove your intake. Now, if you have a stock E46, you're going to have that big intake box. I switched mine out for a K&N cold air intake, so I don't have one of those anymore. But that's just a simple couple 10mm bolts right down here, and then pull the whole thing out. Don't forget to pull out your MAP sensor. You just want to remove everything here. So now what I'm going to be doing is removing this vacuum line. Just pull that right out. And then right down there where the upper and lower intake boot meet, you're going to want to loosen that clamp. Now for this next part, I'm just going to grab a microfiber cloth I have, and I'm going to stuff it into the lower intake boot just so we don't get any debris in there while we remove the DISA valve right up here. Now to remove the DISA valve, first thing we're going to do is release this connector. By going to the top, there is a metal clip that we're just going to push towards the driver's side of the car with our finger, and then we should be able to just lift the entire connector. And there it goes. We can just leave that hanging for now. And behind where that connector was, there is a little Torx bolt, which we're going to be removing right now as well. So we're going to be removing that top Torx bolt as well as that bottom Torx bolt right down there. Now, I've heard that the hardest part about doing this whole job is just getting this DISA valve out and back in. Be very gentle because we definitely don't want to break anything here. Oh wow. And there we are. DISA valve is out. So now what we're going to do is we are going to remove that little hose clamp from the lower intake boot. So I'm going to go in with a screwdriver first, see if I can get to that one, and it looks like I will be able to. Once that hose clamp is loose, you can just pull the hose off. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to pry that off. Being careful not to make anything break. And there we are. That is done. Now I'm trying to get a good shot of it, but right down there is the main hose clamp for the lower intake boot. And now I'm just gonna use a screwdriver to remove that one as well. And the whole thing should just pull right out now. Now, this lower intake boot does look like it has been replaced in the past, but as you guys can see, there are still little cracks. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna be transferring all the old hose clamps to the new intake boot, and I'm gonna try to be keeping the hose clamps in the same orientation that they were for the new one, just so that everything matches up and I can put it back together properly. Now installing this is going to be the same exact process, just reversed. So one important thing to mention is that this little ear on the new intake boot is going to go towards the inside of the engine, and it just all slides into place right down there. So now guys, we're going to go back to the DISA valve and try to get this thing in. All right, and that actually wasn't so bad. Now I'm gonna get that DISA connector. It's gonna go back in the same way. Should just snap right in. There we are, and it's good. Now what I'm gonna do is get my upper intake boot right up here. Throw it back on there. And that, guys, is how you replace the lower intake boot for your BMW E46. If you guys liked watching today's video, then please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.